Hi, my name is Rose. Again, it's my second time, my second video. And I like to talk to you about, I like to talk to the parents about their kids. And the topic of this message is about abuse, sexually abuse. There are signs when you can tell that a child is being sexually abused. Sometimes they angry. Sometimes they start getting in trouble at school. Just basically your child is not the same child. Sometimes they start acting grown. But it is signs. And the reason I'm coming to you about this because I feel like it's a lot of kids. It's a lot of kids out here getting sexually abused. And sometimes the abuser tell them, if you tell somebody I'm going to kill you, don't listen to them, y'all. I know you're scared. And I know there's got to be devastating for a child to go through this. I'm talking about it because from experience, I had a child that was sexually abused, and I did not know. I did not know. I knew something was going on with him because it's like all of a sudden he was angry and just acting grown. But the first sign was the anger. The second sign was that my child used to go in the bathroom and always stay in the bathroom. So I'm like, wow. So I'm thinking maybe he eating something that was, not good for his stomach or whatever. So I came to his dad and I was like, I don't know what you feeding him at your house, but something you feeding him is not good for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send his food. Because I thought maybe he was just eating the wrong type of food because he would always come back and he was always going to the bathroom. And he'd be in the bathroom like for hours, about an hour, maybe 45 minutes or something like that. And I thought that was, really strange. But like I said, I thought it was the food. So I started sending his food. And he still would come home like that. And so he started acting angry, attitude problem, started being rebellious against me. And I knew something was wrong, but I just didn't know what was wrong. So, one day, he came to me and he said, Mama, can we talk about sex? And at this time, my child was only like about 11. And I was like, sex? I was shocked that he came to me about sex, but I wasn't ready for the conversation. So I was like, what you worried about sex for? I don't need to talk about sex. You too young to be even thinking about sex. We're not going to talk about that. You don't need to be thinking about that. You need to be thinking about getting your little education at school and stuff like that. So he came to me one more time and he wanted to talk about sex. And I said the same thing. So he came to me again and I said the same thing. So after that, it was a Friday. I decided, okay, I'm gonna give me something to drink. I got me something to drink, and you know, I wasn't comfortable talking to my kids about sex. So I decided, okay, now I got 3 big kids, so I'm gonna talk to all 3 of them. And we talked and we laughed and talked, and you know, it was more like this girl liked me or this boy liked me. So it was nothing really serious. 2 of my kids was talking. But the one that asked to talk about it, he wasn't saying anything. So eventually he did start talking. And you know, he told me that his dad had been touching him. And so he goes on to say the things that his father did to him. And I was so hurt. I really couldn't even stand to listen to the stuff he was saying. So anyway, from there, I decided that I was going to go and do something to this person. And of course I did try to go, but thank God my father came from out of nowhere. And he was like, baby, no, this is not the way you take care of that problem. He said, you call the law. So I did. I called the law, and, you know, he wound up going to jail. And, you know, I thought this was the end of it. I thought my son was going to be fine. But let me tell you, when your child get abused, oh my God, it does a lot. It devastates that child. It really hurt them so bad. You know, it's like my son, he was an 11-year-old. He jumped from 11 to 21. He was so angry. Cursed me out. Didn't want to go to school no more. Started running away from home. Just started doing all type of things. I tried to get him counseling. Well, I did get him counseling. And the counselor say, oh, he's fine now. So I thought he was fine. But of course he really wasn't. Because this had hurt him so bad. So when he didn't get counseling no more, I started counseling him myself. Because I knew the hurt. When I talked to him, and you know, I was counseling him, I say, how did that make you feel? I say, how much did that hurt you, son? My son told me, he's 11 years old. He say, Mama, it hurted me so bad that I couldn't even cry. It hurted me in my heart. And that let me know that my son was truly devastated. So parents, please look at the signs, because your kids would give you some signs. They would change. Or sometimes they would make sexual acts towards other kids. It's all type of signs. As parents, we got to protect our kids. I never thought this stuff would happen. I thought this stuff only happened on the movie. I never thought in my life that something like this would happen. Like I said, I always thought it was just a movie thing. But parents, please pay a very good attention to your kids. Sometimes when your kids are here changing up, doing stuff that they haven't did before, start cursing you, start running away, start being rebellious against you. Sometimes it's because they are actually going through something. Maybe they are being abused. And I'm not saying that they're not being abused, but I'm saying it's sometimes they can be getting not just sexually abused, they can be getting physically abused. But believe me, when your kids never acted like this, and when they start acting like this, believe me, something is wrong. It may not be sexually abused. It may not be mentally. It could be mentally, physically, emotionally. Something is going on. And we have to be here for our kids. We have to protect the kids. Because from what I learned, sometimes you can't even trust family members. You can't even trust fathers. You would think a father is okay. It's okay to let your child go to your father's, their daddy's house for the weekend to spend time with the other parent. But sometimes that's not even okay. But sometimes we be so busy in our own life trying to live our life that sometimes we can't, sometimes we miss what's going on. We just look and say, man, this kid is so bad. This kid is doing everything. I'm having all these problems with this kid. But really, sometimes it's deeper than what you see. Sometimes they are really going through something, and they really need you. This was something so new for me. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know how to reach my son, but I just kept trying. And it was like, it was so hard, so devastating. It was so hard for me to reach him. Because what this did to him, it made him not respect his family. It turned him against family. Like he would listen to anybody on the streets. He'll listen to a perfectly stranger on the street before he actually listened to me. And it used to hurt me so bad because all I was